Hey YouTube, guess what? We have a new booster pack coming out. That's right. Play boosters weren't cutting it, and we needed to get another one in, even though the play boosters were replacing set and draft boosters, so we didn't need another booster. But then we got beyond boosters, and then we got some other boosts. Now we have value booster, new booster pack coming out with Bloom Burrow. I'm gonna go over why this is coming out specifically, what this product is meant for, who it's meant for, and yeah, we're gonna break down the contents and go through the whole kit and caboodle. Let's get into it. Okay, so what we're doing today is covering what all comes in a value booster, the difference between it and a play booster. We're going to talk some EV numbers, but keep in mind that we don't have any EVs for this. I'll get more into it, but this is just some guesswork I'm doing, so bear with me. And then we're going to talk about why this product exists, who it's for, what it's marketing for, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what all is in a value booster? They didn't give us a cool little graphic for me to stick my little head in, so here instead is a picture of an otter. He's real cute, and yeah, we'll go from there. So we've got 3 commons, 2 uncommons, 1 wild card that can be anything, and then 1 kind of odd slot that can either be a land, a traditional foil, or a special guest card. So I know the packaging. It says up to 2 rares. That means that it can also just be no rares. This is a 7-card booster with potentially just no rares in it, and you've got shots at rares, but not great ones. Okay, so we know it's a smaller pack, 7 cards versus 14, but what does this mean EV-wise? What are we kind of looking, what do we expect value-wise out of the value booster? Well, it's tough to tell. Obviously, we don't have all of the Bloom Burrow numbers out because the set just started getting spoiled. But what we do have is the slot distribution for Bloom Burrow. They've broken down, okay, kind of what to expect in the play boosters for Bloom Burrow. So what I've done is I've taken that Bloom Burrow distribution and I've put the Outlaws of Thunder Junction data in it just to kind of get a sense of, okay, that's a standard set that just came out. What does the EV of that look like, just to see, hey, okay, let's see what a play booster EV with the Bloom Burrow distribution is looking like, so we can kind of compare here. So using this amalgamation of outlaw data inside the Bloom Burrow distribution, I get a pack EV about $2.17. Current cost for an outlaw pack is $4.52, so that means our EV to cost ratio is 48%, meaning that if we spent the $4.52, we'd expect to get $2.17 back, which is 48% of what we spent. Now, if I go and I put the outlaw data into the value booster distribution, and there's a huge caveat here, last kind of oddball slot, because we didn't get any numbers for it, so this is just kind of best guess estimation here. I said about half the time it would be a land, and then the other half of the time it would be that traditional foil, less the going rate of special guest, which seems to be about 1.5%. So that's how I broke down that oddball slot, and that works out to about a pack EV about 59 cents. So obviously that's a lot less than a play booster. So this all just kind of boils down to what they're going to price this at. To maintain the same EV of 48% that we're seeing, this would have to cost about $1.23. Do I think it's going to cost $1.23? No. If this cost like $1.99, this is kind of no big deal. And okay, yeah, the ratio EV is kind of about there for this sort of product. If this costs $2.99, $3.99, higher than that, that starts getting pretty predatory, and not a huge fan of that. So why does this product exist? Why did Wizards decide to create a value booster? Well, Mark Rosewater confirmed on his blog that essentially big box stores were asking for a product from Wizards with a lower price point. They didn't want to lower the prices of play boosters. They like where those are at right now. So they decided to create this new product which would more fit into that impulse buy, lower price range that big box stores were looking to have on their shelves. So why do they want something like this? Well, play boosters and collector boosters aren't really doing super great when it comes to the big box stores. One, the price point is just a little too high now for impulse, hitting in that $6, $7, and that's just for play boosters. Obviously, collector boosters are much, much higher. Another factor with the collector booster is that the packaging that has to surround a single booster at a big box store is massive. It's almost the size of a whole collector box itself. This is to prevent shrinkage, i.e. stealing. They make the packages really, really large, so even if you do steal it, you can't steal just a ton of it. With this being such a limited value booster, they're not as worried about this getting stolen as they would be collector boosters or play boosters. The other thing is, it's half the cardboard they're printing into this, so obviously the cost for Wizards to make this product is a lot lower. So it's just hitting a lot of things that big box stores were looking for, and still hitting profit margins that Wizards wanted to hit. Who is this targeted at? As an impulse purchase item, it's someplace they can put at Target, at Walmart, at grocery stores. We're not going to see these at LGSs. This is just filler to catch your eye while you're doing other things and running your errands, and you're like, oh, let me spend a couple extra bucks and get this thing. Now, if you look at the demographics for impulse purchases, it skews young, so the younger you are, if you're a kid, that kind of thing, the more likely you are to make an impulse purchase. So yeah, I think this sucks in that sense, where we're definitely delivering So I think it's really unfortunate that the main target audience. So I think it's kind of unfortunate that the target audience for this is probably going to be mostly kids or elderly people buying stuff for their kids. Maybe parents that aren't really in tune with the Magic scene and, are just buying something for their child, and who, sees it, kind of wants something fun to open. Do I think there's something wrong with having a product at a low price point for children? No, not necessarily. I mean, the game is 13 and up, so they can't be that young. But I do think that having a product that has no real value at a price point for children, that kind of sucks. I would have preferred to see maybe one guaranteed rare, because even if you guarantee a rare, it's not like all rares are huge bangers. There are plenty of bulk garbage at the rare slot. So they could have done something where they just left the mythics out, and it could have only been a rare. They could have just done one and not set up to two, and left the special guest out. I don't know. I think there could have been more ways to do this that would have been still kind of fun and exciting for kids to open, because you definitely want to see that little bit of gold, that little gold set symbol where you're like, oh yeah, I opened a rare. And it's nice to have a guaranteed one in a pack, so at least you're getting something, which is always nice. Now this is more of a crapshoot. If this is like $1.99, it's not that huge of a deal. If it's cheaper than that, even better. If this product ends up being in that $4 range or higher, I would definitely probably discourage anyone from buying it. If you have friends and family that like to buy Magic cards for other people but aren't necessarily in tune with the goings-on of Magic themselves, I would maybe let them know that, hey, this product exists and it sucks. If you are going to buy Magic cards for me or someone else, maybe don't buy a value booster. Maybe buy something else. Anyways, just wanted to kind of give you that breakdown on value boosters. Kind of stinks that it came with the Bloomburrow stuff. I really, really like what I've seen otherwise from Bloomburrow. I think the set mechanics there's a few that are really interesting. I think the art design is super cohesive and tight, and looks great. So more fun stuff to come from Bloomburrow, but just wanted to get this out of the way to make sure, people had that PSA. If you like the video, please let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like a product at this lower price point? Do you think it needs more value? The value is okay as it is. Do you think this is kind of predatory? Let me know. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.